Would you like to get along better with others in your life, those you care about? Here's how. This is very exciting. It's Lenny Winterstrom, and I am here to help you find your purpose. And I use a tool, this tool. I use many, many tools. This is one that we rely on here on this channel every single day, 365 Days of Positive Self-Talk for Finding Your Purpose by Dr. Shad Helmstetter. With his blessing, of course. He gave us that blessing in, I think, about mid-November, or the 10th of November, to be specific, of last year, of 23. So we've been doing this every day since about then. So this is December 4th, and I thought that I'd come out here while the sun is coming up because it's so beautiful. Look, you can see the pink over there, and I didn't put it on cinematic, although it definitely makes me look a little better. But look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So the sun is coming up. I'll do it this way because that's so beautiful. Right there, let's see, because that's so gorgeous. Okay. That's amazing. So we can watch the sunrise. Hey, yo, Happy Beans. The puppies are here. Hey, yo, Feather. So I took my Ignatia for today, Ignatia Amara. It's a homeopathic remedy, and it really helps with grief and with resilience for stress and other things. And so I take that every day to help me move through my the grief and my feelings with Steve having transcended and transmuted into something really beautiful, bigger than everything. So my hubby of 35 years. So if you are with me for the first time, welcome. And we are going to talk about you transmuting your relationships. And really, if you would like to understand how to better work with people in your life, today's passage is really good for that. So today, December 4th, day 339, leaves us with 27 days left in the year, and we are 92.62% complete with 2024. So here's the how-to. And just think of it, all of these are just like guideposts for you to consider in moving yourself forward. So because I respect my own purpose in life, I also respect the role that others play. They have their paths, and my understanding of their paths gives me greater insight and understanding into their lives and the roads they follow. So if you think about that, let's spin it around first. This is how we spin it around. Say like your higher self is speaking to you, or somebody that influences you, and like a parent or a teacher, or somebody that you absolutely love and have a lot of respect and admiration for, and they're telling you this. Okay, so think about how that would feel. Because you respect your own purpose in life, you also respect the role that others play. They have their paths, and your understanding of their paths gives you greater insight and understanding into their lives and the roads they follow. In a nutshell, I love saying nutshells. Lynette says, yeah, Mommy, you always have these nutshells, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like my purse. It just gets bigger and bigger. So, but in a nutshell, basically, learn how to move away from judgment and into respect of the other's path. So when I talked about honoring Steve's journey and honoring others' journey and honoring my own journey, this is exactly what I speak to. When we actually honor someone else's journey, oh, look at that sunrise. It's not we're giving them permission by allowing, but we're giving ourselves the freedom to not judge. Judging creates separation. If we say they should be doing that, or they shouldn't be talking to me that way, or continuing to try to change someone, and I'm not talking about a child, one of your, a young child that you are raising, and you're helping them to understand who and what they are and the best path for them on planet Earth. By the way, I would definitely give them the self-talk app on 30 days free, always found in the description, and get those kiddos on there so that they can have very healthy self-esteem and move away from the triggers that bully from a very, very young age, from the very beginning. The sooner you get them listening to that self-talk, the quicker that goes. That helps them to rewire their brain, or to wire into their brain very healthy programs. So back to honoring the journey. When we decide that, and it truly is what, although I'm moving through my own grief and everything with Steve's passing across the veil into consciousness, that's the human experience, which I teach the spiritual journey and the human experience, which is we are both at the same time, both spirit and human here on planet Earth. We have chosen that role, and we're talking about roles. And so when we come into a place of non-judgment and honoring the journey, there's a lot of peace. We are giving ourselves peace. Peace to accept that what someone else has chosen is what's right for them, no matter what it is. And here I'm talking about adults. So if you in a relationship like your spouse, and I'll use myself, my own experience, it's the best every tool that I have for myself for learning is my own experiences. And Steve was not a very affectionate person. And so I was constantly trying to change him to be what I needed him to be over so many years. And for the most part, I I decided to allow him allow it was really for me him the ability to express himself as he wanted to. And it was really interesting when I did that. He really started when I stopped being so demanding for, how he should be. I was shooting all over him. And I think a lot of us do that with our spouses, and maybe even with siblings and parents, and we're trying to get them to see what how we see things, and we think that's right. And when we move away from that, it's really interesting how the energy shifts, and it shifts to openness. It shifts to understanding that what they've chosen for themselves, let them choose what's best for themselves. And when we move away from the judgment, we have immense peace, because a lot of times we think judgment means I judge you, you're wrong, that was really bad behavior, and and I don't forgive you, or any of those kinds of things. But judgment is, even in a less than a second, it's a judgment based on our programs and remember, our programs create our beliefs create our attitudes create our feelings. I mean, our feelings, the attitude creates our behaviors, and our behaviors create our outcomes, right? Our actions, which create our results or outcomes of that. And so what is really interesting is when we just in that second, and we think that person is dressed wrong, that person did that incorrectly, that person should lose weight, that person needs to eat because they're too skinny, or that person shouldn't be talking like that. And there's a lot, just like in a snap, because these are our programs. And that right there, when you are aware and you're monitoring, this is your self-talk. And when you're monitoring that, it's like, oh, wow. I mean, this kind of stuff still comes up for me. And it's more, move into self-esteem, move into what you really want, and move. It's not moving away from, it's allowing others to be themselves, honor their path, honor their journey. And when you do that, you start to really have a larger understanding, not only for them and where they're going. Even if you don't understand, let them honor their journey, their path. This is not only is it going to bring you peace, but you're going to start understanding yourself a lot better, especially on planet Earth. If you're monitoring, using your brain, monitoring your self-talk. Let's see what this looks like over here. Oh, sun-kissed. Oh, look at that. It's just gorgeous. I'm so glad I brought you out here with me this morning. It's so gorgeous. It's cold. I'm in my PJs, my little Rudolph, and Lynette's, her supervisor, in one of her many jobs, gave her this. And I think that was so sweet of her, Megan. And I told her, let's bring it to Westcliff. Let's bring it to my house so we can wear it when it's chilly. So this honoring, I'm going to read this one more time, and I won't. And I really want for you to think about what I've just said when you hear this. And this is not just your own purpose, but think about others, because if you want to have a better relationship with others, then it's best for you to release the judgments that they're doing something wrong or not the way you would do it, and the way you do it is better. Because no matter what, if you say something, that person needs to eat more, or that person should stop eating so much, or that person has a really big mouth and they should do this or that, one, you're shoulding all over themselves. You can see my video on shoulding, SHOUD, shoulding. You should do this, you shouldn't do that, and which is judgment, by the way, and even with yourself, and then it's really just that, where you're saying, I'm right, you're wrong. The puppies are playing. I'm right, you're wrong. Instantly. Like, you should eat more. I know what's best for you. That's what you're saying. I know what's best for you. You look too skinny. So in my eyes, my vision is correct and yours is not, because that's exactly what you're saying. And this is your self-talk, and this is the judgment, and that creates separation. That's saying, I'm right, you're wrong, therefore this is the right or wrong, the planet of duality, planet Earth, right? Good or bad, wrong or right, black or white, wet or dry. It's all it's the planet of duality, when it is all one, and every single thing, good and bad, is just one stick, and in the middle there's neutrality. There's good on this side, bad on that side, but it's all one and the same, and it all has value. It may express itself differently in a way that you do not approve of because of your programs, how you see things. Doesn't mean it's bad or wrong or right, it's the best or any of that. They're just your programs. And if there's judgment involved, then, and I'm not talking discernment. Discernment is a whole different deal. Discerning what is best for you, what is best for your family, what is best for your children, what is best for you moving forward into what you want to do, and who you want to, discerning who you want to hang around with, because through the mirror neurons that you're hanging around people all the time, you're going to be influenced by them. You're going to be influenced by their programs, and you want to be influenced. Let me tell you what you want. If you would like to have a really quality of life, you're going to prefer to be influenced by people who uplift you, support you, encourage you, and are happy for you when you have success. And they're going to guide you the best they can with what they know, if that's indeed what you want. I'm not talking about unsolicited advice. So, by the way, that's a program. And people giving unsolicited advice. So let me read this again with all of that in mind for you. Because I respect my own purpose in life, I also respect the role that others play. We are all playing roles on planet Earth. Husband, wife, child, doctor, chef. I always think of the same ones, and yesterday I came up with a few others, and I was thinking of, football player, or what was I thinking? Anyway, just lots of different roles in life. They have their paths, and my understanding of their paths gives me greater insight and understanding into their lives and the roads they follow. So there's awareness, there's a bird flying around, awareness of who you are, and awareness of who they are and what they are choosing. And when you allow, in your own heart, you allow yourself to let them be, to honor their journey, to support them when you discern that it's something good for them, to be there for them, and to not, when something they have done is not a good thing, then being judicious in saying something about that. And so it's having a really good relationship with others is just you being you and honoring that they are them and that they're not wrong and their journey. We never know. Now I'm going to move into the spiritual side of this on the spiritual journey. It is very presumptuous of us to judge and say we know better. We have no idea why that person came here and what their journey was and why they leave when they leave planet Earth. And so for us to say, and I did this with Steve, I asked him the entire time, did he want to live? And did he want to do all that he could do with all the tools I have? And I have many, many unconventional health tools that many, many different potions and ways of helping the body to circulate better. And I mean, all kinds of things. And at one point, like towards the last couple of weeks, I mean, he just really, I still thought he was going to rally. I wasn't quite sure, but anyway, I just felt that, and I actually worked with my pendulum, and it was basically, there isn't anything on planet Earth that's going to help me. And that's pretty much what he said to me. And so, and I was like, okay, so he's just going to rally on his own, but I did a few things, but I just allowed that journey. And a lot of times that's the hardest thing when you're a fixer. By the way, a fixer is a program. And I have learned over the years, and Steve has said, I'm just sharing. It's like, I would say, are you just sharing with me, or did you want me to do something about this? I learned to say that a lot. And so I really learned a lot. Steve was an amazing teacher for me, a master teacher. And that whole thing of, when you're a fixer, it's like you want to make things better, but does the other person want you to make something better? We can experience that when people complain about their health or this or that, and exactly in your mind, exactly what could help them. Like I know right now that if you're going through grief, this Ignatia Amara can help you. I know that. But you might not be coming to me and saying, fix this. You might just want to be heard, listened to, held, comforted, but no trying to fix the grief. Allow that to flow. Allow, maybe someone is angry about something, and doesn't matter what it is. When we allow, what do Poppy? Well, come on, here's Happy Beans. Oh, she wants to say good morning and hello. Look at that. The sun is all rising. Look at the mountains. Oh, isn't that just gorgeous? I just love this. Every morning I get up so early so I can see all of it. And it's just such a blessing to be here. So when we allow ourselves to honor the other's journey, our relationships with them become instantly better. Why? Because we find peace within ourselves, and all of a sudden it's not our responsibility. So there's a burden that we placed on ourselves that we didn't have to, and so we lift that, so we get lighter instantly. We have peace, and we just allow them to be them and us to be us, and that relationship grows and flourishes, which is exactly with Steve what happened in my relationship. Because even though through some of the frustrating times and other things, just through where he wasn't feeling well and things, it was, you know what, my baby, I'm going to honor your journey. So wherever you're at, I'm just going to support you as you would like me to support you. And maybe that's just holding your hand or staying with you or doing, longer or doing whatever. And that brought me immense peace. So I'm sharing that with you because a relationship with someone else begins with you. And when you understand that judgment is a program, for one, because you're judging that it's a belief, right? It's a program because it's created a belief, and then you have an attitude about that, which you're real happy to share because then there's feelings, right? There's feelings about that about that belief that you have. And that belief is, that's what you're feeling, that you are right, or maybe you are wrong and someone else is right and you feel less than, so self-esteem. So listen to self-esteem if that's the case. In fact, I would encourage you to listen to self-esteem every single night, because you just get better and better. And the programs never stop. The negative programming goes on and on and on through the media, through politics, through religion, through influencers, maybe in your business, the situation wherever you're working, and you have negative coworkers or peers, or it's just programming that you really are not interested in, and yet you're there every day. So you have to strengthen your programs, your mental programs, and you do that through listening to self-talk every single day. And that's because that's neuroplasticity is going to rewire your brain with the programs that you want. So for you to have financial strength and believe in yourself that you can do it, for you to believe, to strengthen your self-esteem so that you have a healthy self-esteem, so that in your relationships, you are winning at relationships because you are allowing others to have their path. And so therefore, if you understand yourself better, you understand them better. You're releasing responsibility that you're putting onto your shoulders to say, I need to fix this because they're wrong and I'm right. And so it's beautiful how that happens. So I'm going to read it one last time, but I'm going to spin it around the way Dr. Shad, he writes it in the I, because it's like you are reading this book, right? You're reading it. You're reading the passage every day. So I'm going to spin it around and read it the way that I would say it. Or your higher self would say it to you, or I would say it to you. So because you respect your own purpose in life, you also respect the role that others play. They have their paths, and your understanding of their paths gives me greater insight and understanding into their lives and the roads they follow. And a really big part of this is understanding that they are playing a role in your life, moving into the spiritual side of this, of the spiritual journey. Every single person that you encounter is put into your path. And I believe you put them in your path for a reason. They may be such a pain in the arse, and you're like, I can hardly wait till I don't have to see that person again or hear from them or any of that. That person you put them into your path for a lesson. If you can look at that person differently and the role they are playing, and it doesn't mean that you allow them to do negative things in your life, because there's discernment, right? There's discernment. You don't have to hang around them. You don't have to take in what they're saying. You can always strengthen your own programs. And hopefully, if it's not family, you can basically not cut them out of your life, but move in a different direction. Before you do that, I would ask that you look and say, what is the role that they're here to teach me? Like, why did I choose this? Is it to find patience? Is it to find discernment? Is it to realize you are judging and you are saying they're wrong and I'm right, and therefore creating separation? Are they there to help you to find unity, wholeness within yourself? What is their role in your life, and why did you choose it? And even if you don't believe, as I do, that that's the way it is, meaning that you chose them to play that role, why not? Whether you believe that or not, why not look at that situation in the same way and say, what can I learn from this? Let me broaden my perspective, and what is it that I can learn? I feel so blessed. Do you feel so blessed when you see this? I do. I just like to share it with you. But just open up and say, the role that they are playing in my life has value. And it doesn't feel good. Why doesn't it feel good? Because I don't like them. Why don't you like them? Because they're pushing buttons? Because they're telling you you're not worthy, you're not good enough? So listen to self-esteem. Tighten up those self-esteem. Strengthen your self-esteem programs with the self-talk app. I mean, I give you the solution every single day for the human journey. The beginning, in my opinion, the beginning, oh no. Okay, wait. Lynette is calling me. So, wow, it didn't stop recording. This is great. So, but the solution is self-talk. Self-talk is your solution for finding success in every single area of your life. It's also, I continually show you how you can excel in times of change. It doesn't matter what the change is. It doesn't matter how big, how small. It could be loss, air quotes, loss. There is no loss. There is no lack on planet Earth unless you think there is or say there is. Yes, there's a human journey, and it's a privilege and an honor to feel the contrast. So the one thing with grief is, why do you feel grief? You feel grief because you have love, and then when you start looking at, like, for me, Steve, being consciousness and just being free and free of the earthly body, and just it's not even joy but peace and light and love. I mean, I don't know what it all is. I know that I've been there and I am that, and so, but in my earthly vessel, it's just, I'm very, very happy for him, and that brings me immense peace and joy and happiness. And do I miss the man that was by my side for 35 years? Absolutely. Yes, I do. Yet the joy overrides that. And I have those moments, like day before yesterday and all day yesterday morning. Man, I couldn't even keep makeup on my face. I was going to tell you this morning, I woke up like this, which I actually did, except for my eyebrows and my mascara, because yesterday there was no eyebrows or mascara, because it was just every single time I just start crying. So it was just, yeah, it was like not worth it. And just come as I am with you, because I'm just very real with you. And no pretenses. So anyway, this whole letting go and allowing and honoring their path, and trying to understand, like, what's the role, like, figure out what's in it for you, whiff them across your forehead, however you see on the camera, but what's in it for me? Picture that all the time. I used to always teach that, and it's such a great tool. When you look at someone else, see that whiff them on their forehead. What's in it for me, right? And this is a great way to become a great salesperson, because if you're selling something, then you know that it's good for them. And I mean, in your mind, they're looking for it or whatever. What's in it for them? And know that you have a big old WIFM on your forehead too. So when you go into a relationship or something else, you're like, whiff them. What's in it for me? So what's in it for you? And this is how we come at the world. It's like, am I going to spend my time here? Discernment. Is this of value to me? Can I grow, create more patience? Can I become more compassionate? Like, what am I to learn here? What do I want to learn? If you don't believe that you chose it all, then look at it from a perspective of, what can I learn from this situation? And turn it from a negative, right? All one stick, two sides, but it's the same stick. Turn it from a negative, something that doesn't feel good. And that's lack, by the way. We live in an abundant universe, so that's a perception, that's lack. And then turn it to a positive, something that helps you and helps you to move forward in a way, sees things in a positive light, so that you feel good and you feel abundant and you feel in control of your own life, because you're creating it at all times. You're not a victim. You're not a victim of someone else or their unkind words, or this is all your perception. These are your programs. So strengthen your programs. Use the self-talk language that Dr. Shad Helmstetter created for all of us. It's an amazing gift, incredibly inexpensive. And, we as life coaches, trained by Dr. Shad Helmstetter, we are not here as therapists. Not at all. We don't even try. We're not trained. And I wouldn't even want to be trained, because to me, those are programs as well. And the one thing that I know is, if you repeat, then you're going to wire that into your brain. So in talk therapy, and this is one of the reasons why when I went to talk therapy, I felt worse. Like, I'd come out thinking, okay, now I have a tool, but I'd feel heavy and feel worse. Well, for me, what I was doing was reliving my victimhood, my victimness to someone else or something else or a situation or whatever. And I was reliving. And what was I doing? The more I repeat, the more I started to believe it is true. It was stronger. It became a stronger program. And it was like, man, this is getting worse. And it was like, therapy is not working for me. This is not, this is for me. However you feel about therapy, if therapy is working for you, go for it. I'm going to tell you right now, there's some really beautiful tools that are very, very helpful. For me, that repetition, it's repeat. And what happens? That's a rule of neuroplasticity. The more that you live it, feel it, visualize it, think about it, you become it. So you become the victim. You become whatever it is that you want to get away from, because one, you're pushing it away. What you resist persists. Why? You're giving it energy. What if you could look at it in a whole different way? Rewire your brain with programs of healthy self-esteem and understanding that you are the creator of your life. When you set goals, literally, you are pulling from the invisible, which is almost everything. Like it's 99.99, whatever that is. You're pulling from the invisible into the material world. You're creating from the invisible. You're creating the visible, the tangible, a business, a relationship, something that you can see the efforts that you have put into something you have created. You're creating your own reality. So let's see how this is progressing over there. Daylight. So, this is why I love the self-talk language that Shad Helmstetter created. It's because it is so helpful, and I know that all I have to do is put it on and listen. Like this morning, I listened. What I listened to? Oh, setting goals or mastering goals. And just because and I love mastering time. Oh my gosh, Aruz, that is such a good one. I listened to that yesterday. Listened to sleep, positive self-talk for sleep last night. And I almost always, every single time I put it on, it's 10 minutes and I'm almost always asleep before it finishes. Sometimes I might have to I put it on loop and let it go. But it works like a dream almost every single time. Oh my gosh, I might be able to show you this. There's deer. Wow. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you. They're coming down. I'm so glad it's on. Can you see? There it is. Let me see if you can see. Let's see if you can see what I can see. Can you see them? Get my big head out of the way. Yeah, they're climbing up higher. You could barely see them through the trees, but it's a buck and a doe. So very cute. They're going to come around this way. They usually come up and around and then go across. Yesterday I got them on video. It was really fun just to see them right outside here. I don't know why it's so exciting to me, but I'm happy that I'm excited. I just live in awe of this world. It's such an adventure and so exciting. And it's so nice that they come around. So the whole thing is, let me read this one last time, the way Dr. Shad wrote it. Because I respect my own purpose in life, I also respect the role that others play. They have their paths, and my understanding of their paths gives me greater insight and understanding into their lives and the roads they follow. Allow yourself to learn to see things in a different way, and honor others' journeys, and allow the presumption that you're right and they're wrong. Allow that to disintegrate and neutralize. Fill yourself with compassion energy when you feel some low frequency emotion of anger or frustration with someone, and then move from a place of neutrality. Then you can make good rational decisions. Put on your self-talk for self-esteem or for solving problems or defeating problems or any of those things that will lift you. In minutes, you will have shifted your state. And in allowing, you're honoring the other's journey, you're honoring your journey, and you're gaining insight as to who you are, they are, the most importantly, who you are, and the gifts that you give yourself through doing that will, not only will you grow immensely, but you will reap the rewards of better relationships with others, because now you don't have this chokehold that what they should be doing or how they should be or any of that. It's just like discernment, boundaries, love, compassion, gratitude, and joy, and moving through that. It's really, really beautiful. I wish those little deer would come over here, but so I could show you right down here, but they're still up there. Not that you haven't seen deer before, but to me, every single time it's such a gift. So that's the story. That's what I got for you today. Thank you for watching the sunrise with me. It's still coming up over our mountain. I call it Winterstrom Mountain, but it's still coming up. It still hasn't broken, over the mountain here on this side. Anyway, that's for December 4th. I love you so very, very mucho. And I was going to tell you something else, but I was going to tell you a story, but I'll tell you a story later because it's already 36 minutes. I'll tell you a story about this. It's a stocking that my daughter and I may have already told you, but I'll tell you the next time because it was in my book. It was in here, and so it kind of it made me laugh. It cracked me up. So, I believe in you. You can do this. You can do anything. You can find your purpose. You can do, be, change, have, create, become absolutely anything. You were born with unlimited promise and potential, and then you got programmed. Those no programs and good programs got covered up with negative programming, and you can rewire those programs so that you have peace and happiness and healthy self-esteem and healthy programs for creating your financial success, for creating winning relationships, for finding the health and the fitness, the weight that you want to be, the healthy weight for your earthly vehicle, and how it feels, and the energy and all of that. You listen to self-talk, rewire your brain so that everything works, especially when you open your heart and you come from a place of what you want, when it's in service to others as well, taking care of self, but in service to others. And then with the brain in being coherent, so in coherence, the two, and then you honor the spiritual journey, you honor the human experience, and all of that is so beautiful. And you move into a place of flow so that you can find success in every single area of your life. And you can excel in times of change, big, small, any kind of change, a move, a divorce, a death, a change of getting a new job, whatever it is, you can flow through that. A dispute, a legal dispute, anything that, a natural disaster, anything, absolutely anything, you can flow through that. It's all here. It's all here. And you are the master of here. Here, you're the master when you change your programs. Here, you're the master when you lead with your heart. And you are the master because you are spirit. And you are also, with the human experience, you are also the human. You're all of it. You're whole. You're one. And our whole world is interconnected and it's all one. Live consciously. Choose to live consciously and aware every single day. And that will change everything for you. Okay, that is it. As always, shining my light to brighten yours. We'll see you tomorrow. I was going to tell you what we were going to talk about tomorrow, but it's up to you to make something of yourself. That's what's tomorrow. So I love you so very, very much. Ciao.